There's sand everywhere. It's the sole of my shoe. A deep, deep, deep voice. That is so easy just to smother that. Cheers. It's been an interesting morning. Whoa. Okay, here we go. Day 4. Let's get this on the road. Well, soon, because I've kind of been holed up in this tent for a few more hours. I anticipate it's still been pouring with rain. I've not peeked out there really yet. Just been making a wee little brew. Let's take our brew out. Let's see what's happening out here. Okay, it's not raining for now. Ooh, god damn, this beard is grown out of proportion. I've never had such a rapidly accelerated growth in my face follicles. Man, the dogs around here though. A lot of dogs. I think they're just residential ones, but you know, when nightfall comes and you're sort of roaming around the woods in the dark, you do start thinking, shit, are they wild dogs? So I'm carrying my Gerber knife around just in case. Then you start thinking they're wolves, then they evolve into werewolves, and all of a sudden you're in a demonic forest shit in your pants. I've always had like a little fear of the dark when I was younger, but when I was younger, big time. I mean, it was a terror beyond terror. I remember when I was a kid, you know, staring into the corner of a room, bloody the shadows turning into stuff. I think that fear really started also after I was allowed to play Resident Evil 1 at the age of like 9, 8. That messed me up, man. I remember it like the first zombie you come across, it like turned like, god damn, that traumatized me for years. But yeah, weirdly enough, another little ayahuasca story. I remember, because I'm pretty much over now, I think I have the most, you know, a healthy level of fear with the dark. I think that's, you know, just a human thing. I sense it don't do so well. But I remember she, ayahuasca, she like pointed in the corner of the room. It was really dark. I remember sort of looking at her, I looked away. And then I just, like, again, it's this weird feeling. Like when I talk about like feeling a hand push your chest down, or, you know, people have felt like sensations in their body. They call it like cosmic surgery or something. I'm telling you, that sounds really crazy, right? But I had a couple of instances of it. The pushing down of the chest to pin me down. I had this twinge in my calf, which I was like, oh, Jesus. And it was in the same calf that 3 times when I've been through airport security, right? I've set the metal detector off. And they've come over with the scanner, beep, 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 and then they get down to my calf, boop, and they've all looked at me like strange, like, have you had any sort of like surgery or implant or anything in your, like, no, not that I'm aware of. So I don't know if I've got some like shrapnel in there or something, but anyway, that exact same calf, big ass twinge. Anyway, with the dark thing, so I sort of looked away and I feel like a hand pull my chin, like make me look into it. I sort of stare into it. Yeah. Just disappeared. Boom. Just like that. That's what fears are, right? Shadows, phantoms of your mind. Just got to look into it. Some like dingly dongling going on. Some like, when on comes, I just offer them a nice beverage. Universal world sign of peace. I come in peace, a bevy. Anyway, come pack up a horrible wet tent and yeah, let's make some further progress on this journey.
could I have €4 of the blueberries? Don't worry about the change. Really refreshing start to the day, to be honest. The rain has just sort of cleared everything up. Being a Brit, I do like a bit of a cooler climate.
God, I'm actually getting blasted in the rain in the face. It's never rained this hard in Portugal. Oh my God. This does not make me want to head out there. I'm pretty waterproof all over with my gear. Holy nips. Absolutely grisly.
And just like that, it's now crazy sunny. Portugal has some of the most bipolar weather I have ever seen. 10 minutes of absolute downpour, and now it's juicy. So I'm going to use this break to make a run for our next destination. Onwards! Oh God, this hill. Breathe. And also the bike's fixed. Kind of. It's making a bit of noise, but yeah, I think we're going to make good progress today.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Absolutely bugger toe peak. Bugger toe peak. Bugger their rack.
It makes no sense. I've been held up all day and all yesterday. My progress has been nil point. Like Britain's Eurovision points. Oh God, I feel so dizzy and pissed. They say, oh, 15 kilogram max. Well, both my bags are only 6 kg. Basically, unless you're a granny carrying nothing but a singular baguette on your front pannier, this rack is shit. I hate it. But I've kind of done a bit of a crazy job. I've actually hooked it up round my suspension forks, which I've got locked anyway. It's a temporary fix, but I swear if this doesn't work... oh, it works! It actually bloody works! And it feels so much better! Wow, I was getting so much drag. Alright, sorry for the rant, guys. Some of you might have come here for some feel-good vibes. You know what? This is all downhill, it's beautiful. Let's drop into some juicy feel-good tunes. Alright, gonna take a little break in this very nice little park. Ooh, I think because there was a dabble of rain, ain't no one coming out here, so we got it to ourselves. But gonna be a bit random, but for the couple of hours I've been cycling now, for some reason a story's been going through my head. It's the parable of the monk who insulted the samurai. I don't know if you've seen it. Let's switch over to the other cam. Alright, I'm going to give this an opportunity to try out my Rode mic. I'm typically not really using it much, but it's such a beautiful spot here. But yeah, I don't know why this parable has been flitting about my brain pretty much the whole cycle, but basically a samurai is passing through the world, and he comes upon a monk and he says, "Monk, teach me about heaven and hell." The monk, who is walking around with quite a soft, peaceful expression, suddenly changes into a scowl, a glower. A glower, is that a thing? A grimace. He gives him a harsh expression, and he says, and I might be adding extra words, but he says, even if I was to live 1,000 lifetimes, I couldn't teach a useless, old, rusted samurai like you anything. You're too stupid. Full blown, just slams him. The samurai, insulted, grabs in rage his sword and lunges at the monk. Just before he's about to hit him, the monk says, "And that's what hell is." Samurai freezes and suddenly realizes that this monk had just risked his life to teach him that lesson, drops his sword, bows to the monk, says, "Thank you for the lesson." And the monk says, "And that's what heaven is." Let that marinade. That's always resonated. I guess it's been in my mind just because in a lot of moments of like reactionary impulsive knee-jerk like moments happening of discomfort and whatnot. And I suppose that's the lesson. Also, the lessons are twofold. Is that when we allow ourselves to react from a place of impulsive, agitation, or not even agitation. Whenever we allow ourselves to just act from reactionary instinct, typically that's when everything goes up the swanee. And it's weird because it's almost the same, and you can kind of mix it up a little bit, being impulsive from a place of, I guess, pride. And your self reputation and your sense of self and defending that, because it's so similar to spontaneity. Because spontaneity is a beautiful trait. Like I said, I think it's one of the greatest core truths. It's like one of the highest standards that we can push for, is to act truly from ourselves, and that's spontaneous, to just let it flow out and flow into the world, because that's us, unaltered us. And I think the difference between knee-jerk reacting and spontaneity is, who are you acting from? And that's what I think the second lesson in that samurai story is that the samurai, it was his pride, it was his reputation, it was his self-worth, it was his identity that was being attacked, and that's what he was defending. And I think all the while that we're trying to defend that, which ultimately is also like our social status, our hierarchy, how we're perceived, whether people gossip about us, do people like us, do they love me, the people pleasing. And it's kind of sucky because it is an evolutionary instinct, and like there's so many evolutionary instincts that we have to overcome. Because back when we were hunter-gatherers, we realised we didn't have any chance of taking on a lion or a jaguar by ourselves, We were never going to punch that thing in a gabber and come out on top. And what we realised is that we needed to cooperate. We needed to work with others, and that our survival literally depended on us not getting kicked out the tribe. If we didn't behave, if we didn't conform, and we got ourselves kicked out, that quite literally meant death for us back then. So we've still got that bias, and you can just see how it's gone into like mad overdrive, especially on like social media. I was even feeling it doing some of these vids. Like there were times when I'd do a vid and I'd be like, is that going to be too weird? Is someone going to make a horrible comment? Is someone going to say like, shut up, or stick to the gaming content? Or I was quite literally making up comments in my head that some people would say. And what I just realised is, no, screw that. I don't really care what people think, by and large, because this is kind of what social media has turned into, really. We're all just becoming one whitewashed, samey, vanilla personality. You can't speak for this long, you can't speak with this Candace, you can't go into those topics, you can't act that way, and you see it. You see it everywhere, and I think that social media is such a beautiful thing, really. Like, it has so much potential. It's also the ugliest, darkest, most repulsive thing in the world. You know, where we're all just one big colliding mess of egos, all trying to gain acceptance and validation from everyone. Here's my tits, here's my arse, here's my donga. Please accept me. You know, it can be that, or we can learn to let that evolutionary quirk, if you will, go and actually use, you know, this crazy virtual space for us to all express ourselves completely freely, to inspire each other, to share our experiences, our opinions, our loves. And I think we've got a long way until we get to that stage. And yeah, you know, there's so many other evolutionary quirks that are left over. You know, even just when you get stressed out, you know, cortisol and adrenaline running into your body from small things, like the dishwasher leaked, or you're late for a meeting, or you showed up at work at the wrong time, or your boss gave you a bollocking, or your kids have broken something. You get that flood, and that flood is no different to a lion, you know, coming after us. That's how our body is registering it, and you know, we cut off oxygen to the brain and resources going up to that, and instead we send it into our bodies so that we can fight or flight. Actual parts, hemispheres of your brain closing off, and you can act from that place, you know, of acidified body and high cortisol. You can be stuck in that state almost indefinitely. Now, if you're feeling stress almost every single day, you're quite literally missing the ability, no longer have the ability to think rationally, behave rationally, make better choices, better outcomes. You know, then basically just the instinct of running away or acting from your primal, like, baser nature. And to me, like, that flies onto such a big array of, like, topics and ideas, like free will. Like, if you are acting from that space, do you even have free will anymore? Do you have freedom of choice? Are you really in control of your life, what you're doing, your motivations? Hello! But anyway, got some bikepackers coming over. I'm gonna go tell them about the parable of the samurai and the monk. But no, I thought that was a really cool story. And I just find the whole idea of it crazy interesting. You know, how we've left the animal kingdom, and you know, we're still so tethered to it in so many biological ways, but none of it serves us anymore. And that humanity, which realistically we're still so young, and we're having to move into some other space. And this is like where evolution of consciousness, this is why this topic interests me a whole, and I'd love to chat about it on this channel. You know, some people get really turned off by even just the words. Evolving your consciousness, developing consciousness. It's happening. It's been happening for thousands of years at this point, and now the acceleration of it has gone absolutely insane. All right, I've rested long enough. Time to keep hustling on the old sleep near. Scribbity poop poop poom pow. This is incredible. made this yourself?
Yes, I always do this. That was nice. People are nice. But yeah, I'm going to try to find an actual hotel to stay in tonight, or an apartment. I checked out the local hostel across the road. All the dormitories were full, except one bed left, so I'd be in with 8 other people. And honestly, I'm still traumatised by the drunk Irish snoring. So, time to get searching for somewhere nice tonight. Because I stink. Good.
West Virginia.
And that is why I am very glad that I decided to book this room today. Whew. I've made an absolute bomb out of it, but busted all of their power ports, and actually just adding El Kilo at the moment. Carl's Kilo Burger Challenge. Oh, those fluffy bonds. But yeah, looking forward to actually having my back on a soft surface. So yeah, really beautiful town, and I'm gonna finish up this editing and get an early night. I look like an absolute cheese. See you tomorrow, guys. I hope these are fruits.
No, the cubby's closed.
Is it? Well, when does it sort of open?
No, closed.
I've ridden so far to get here. Oh no. Climb this hill again.
She took an hour. Yeah. It's only like 42 kilometers. Nearly 100 days. Oh, bollocks.